changing lights. Told me not to hurt the game. I went and killed that shit. Rebuild this bitch.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Swampy. Today I'm going to be bringing you part 2 of my Splatter style banner tutorial. Now, back in the first part, I showed you how to make the logo right here. I showed you how to make a Splatter logo, and today I'm going to be showing you how to put that in a banner and you know, the text and everything like that. So in the end, it looks a little bit or you can't see the logo as much, so you don't really want to put too much time into the logo. I forgot to tell you that in the last tutorial. You don't see it that well. It's just kind of there. If somebody notices it, they notice it. If not, it looks like just a giant splatter on the banner. That's the only issue I had with this style. But anyway, don't put too much time into this. Put more time into your banner and perfecting it so it looks a lot nicer and you can actually see the logo. So yeah. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to make my background, or the first thing I'm actually going to do is load up my banner template. I already have that loaded. You can find them pretty much anywhere. Mine is probably going to be on my Selfie by now, or by the time this video is uploaded, for about 150. And the reason is I have a bunch of you know, particles and lights and smoke and all that, and tons of color corrections. Like, I mean, there is a lot of them. They're just enormous folders full of color corrections, and I'm going to be taking like Zeb's color corrections out, and you know, Hades and all that, just because I don't want to resell them. They're not mine to sell, so I'm going to take them out before I sell it. And yeah, so you can buy this in the description. There's probably going to be a link to Selfie where you can get this for about $1.50 to $2. I'm not sure yet. So yeah. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do now is load up my background, which is going to be an off-white color. I'm using this this color code, EA, and then just put that on the background. So now that we have that, what we need to do is get the background and give it a little bit of texture. So I'm going to go into my textures folder where I have 11 textures, and load up a good one. I like this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the eraser tool and erase the edge of it. And now click V or the move tool, hold Alt and get a duplicate of it, and now just erase there and drag it on top, and as you guys can now see, it looks kind of seamless. So now just duplicate that again and just keep doing that, and bam. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to select all those and merge them and lower the opacity to about 25%. So it's just kind of barely in the background, and it's just giving the background a little tiny bit of texture. So yeah, now we're going to get started on the logo and the text. So get your logo and import that into the banner. Get it perfectly centered, and now hit Control T, click this little link button, and then drag height up, and that will height or width up. They'll go proportionally if you click that little button. If you don't click this button, don't do it, because this is what happens. It'll, you know, squish the logo, and that's the last thing you want. So yeah, so now I'm just going to take those and drag them into my render folder, which I have on here. Drag render here. I just drag all my logos and text there. So yeah, now what we need to do is get our brush tool, and make a new layer. And alright, so get your splatter brush now. So yeah, just grab up a splatter brush and multiple splatter brushes. You don't want to use the same one. Here they are. Just for this, you're gonna want to use fairly big ones, like, not ones that you're gonna want one that takes up quite a bit of space. Make sure you're on black, by the way. Ooh, Jesus Christ. Holy crap. Alright, so just, put some splats down next to your logo like this. And just keep switching up the brush. So yeah, and now the other thing you can do with this is you can kind of connect your splats to your logo, or put some splats in between your, like here in your logo. But basically what you're trying to do is trying to get this effect to it. There's a little bit of white still in there, and but the majority is dark. And now you can come along the bottom and rotate your brushes a little bit, and just put some splats down here as well. And now personally I have a little watermark up here, so what I'm going to do is just put some splats around that so you can see it. So yeah, just got some splats over there, and just keep going like this with your splatter brush. And now it's time, once your banner kind of looks like this, grab a new layer and grab your text tool, because now it's time to add the text. So get a good font. I forget the font that I used last time, but I'll have to find a good, a similar one. You're just going to want to use the color really doesn't matter, just make it bright for now. And I'm just going to type my name in there. I'm just going to type Swampy and bring up the size so it covers the majority of the black. And now you can rotate it a little bit, and you can add some perspective, drag this, kind of make it look like that. So yeah, you're gonna probably want to use a cursive kind of font for this. Not like this kind of cursive, but maybe Lighthouse Original is a good one. The one I'm using is Angela Tattoo Personal Use Regular. I think it looks pretty good on this style. So yeah, so now what we're going to do is get our magic wand tool by hitting W, and make sure we're selected onto this text layer, and select the text. Select all of it by clicking, holding Shift, and then clicking each letter again, or clicking all of your places. And now come down to the you can hide your text now, and come down to the splat layer and hit delete. And as you guys can see, what it'll do is take out the area that the text is from the splatter. So now if we bring the text back, or we can delete the text now, because now it's in the banner or in the splats. And so now we can make a new layer up above that and add some more splatters on top of the text, which is actually the background. So add some more splatters onto that, And you can also use a like a black brush to kind of just get rid of some of the corners on them, or not the corners, some of the edges on the text, and kind of blend it into the background, like that, or into the splats. So just keep going like this. Every now and then you can put a couple on top of the text, but you really just want to be able to read it. So right there is about good for me, and you can stop here, or you can take it one step further and add more splatter effects everywhere. But for me, I think this is a pretty good stopping point. And yeah, so just make it good, or make it good to you. But the other thing to remember is, just because you can read it doesn't mean that other people can read it. You want to make sure that everybody can read it. I'm not going to be using this one. I already have one made, and so I really don't need a second one. But yeah, so that's just how to make the text. The reason I'm not going to be using this one is because nobody can really read that. I know I can't read that too well, and plus I already have one. So that's the reason I kind of went a little overboard with these splats on the text and all that, is because I'm not going to be using it. But you definitely don't want to have like this complex of a font and put a lot of splats on it, because you really want to be able to read it. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good stopping point. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next tutorial, which I might do a 3D banner next time. Just let me know what you guys want to see, and I will definitely bring that to you guys. So yeah, without further ado, this has been Swampy. Now take care and peace.